I'm gonna start the video by saying the message straight away. You need to feed into your hunger and your desires to go in whatever it is that you want to do. You need to continue to feed into it, because the worst thing you can do is not take action for whatever reason. It could be because you don't know the vehicle that you need to take in order to get to your goals, or you know the obvious one, you don't want to feel judged or whatever, because that's going to bring you like more like unhappiness to your life than what it would if you just cracked on with it, and like you sacrifice the things that you care about, or people no longer want to talk to you, or whatever it is. Because I've been there, I've been there, but the reason why I'm no longer there is because I continue to feed into that happiness and that hunger. And look, I'm not saying I've made it. Like, I am very far from my goals. I've got like 300 subscribers on YouTube. I think it's like 341. Not pulling in thousands and thousands of views, but I'm doing alright. Like, we all start somewhere. And yeah, that's like a video that I want to make, because I'm away for college right now. I said this in a previous video. I'm away for college for the week, and well, side note, it's fucking boiling. Especially in this room, I've had to turn the fan off, and I've just walked 20 minutes, at 32 degrees heat. Yeah, that's hot for England. Some of you may be watching this thinking that's, nothing, but it's fucking boiling. And I've literally just got back and I'm making this video. Haven't even had a shower or nothing. And yeah, that's the commitment, because I'm hungry to make these videos. And before we do get any further, of course, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe, because it means the world and it helps me a lot, because I am on a mission of myself. I want to do this YouTube stuff full time. Without you guys, it won't be possible. And yeah, let me give you some context, because this is something that I learned. I hadn't even seen it online. These are like my own words, but it's just through my experience. I'm 21 now, and when I was 17, I remember I was sweeping up at work, just cleaning up the rubbish as an apprentice does. Sorry, you might be able to hear that. Let me turn it off. Yeah, I was just sweeping. I was already aware myself that I wanted to do something that big in my life. Not saying 9 to 5 isn't big, but for me, that I want to do more than that, which is fine. And I was just sweeping up. I was like, what can I do? And then I started, getting crazy ideas. I was like, oh yeah, I could start my own cleaning business and then do PT and then all this stuff, like all alongside my job. Just wouldn't have been possible, but I was young, naive, and all that stuff. But it was just, I had that thought, and I was always thinking like this. I actually had these thoughts in school, like what am I gonna do when I'm older? How can I make loads of money? And then when I started working, I got an apprenticeship after school. When I was 16, I'm sweating like fuck. It's crazy hot in this bedroom right now. Yeah, I was working, like, started off as building. I don't know if I told you that, but before I was painting cars, I was on the building site because there wasn't any any jobs available. So yeah, the thoughts got more and more and more, like that they consumed me a lot more. And this is what sort of got me into a position where I was really unhappy, because I wanted to start side hustles, but I didn't know what to start. Like, I wasn't gonna do trading. I wasn't gonna do no flipping, like selling shit in my bedroom and that, because that didn't interest me. So I was like, what the fuck do I do? And yeah, I just remember I kept on seeing these videos and kept on like feeding my brain by watching stuff on YouTube, like all motivational stuff, David Goggins, celebrities, football players I liked, UFC fighters, boxers, I kept on like feeding my brain. So that sort of just led me to continue to try and find solutions to my problems because like I'll be in the gym and if I was gonna, like skip a set or if I had more reps in me, like Kobe Bryant, like, like speech that he would say that I'd seen on TikTok would start, like going around in my brain. I'm like, fuck. Like I gotta go, I got one more in me, I got one more in me. And eventually I ended up finding a side hustle that suited me and suited my lifestyle. And that was because I just kept on like fueling the fire. Even when the fire was, a tiny little, just a one spark, I kept on throwing in, the fuel, kept on throwing in fuel and just feeding that fire. And, eventually that fire was burning and we were away. I mean, what a journey. Yeah, crazy journey. But it's been worth it, and hand on my heart, to this day, I will never forget when I first started my side hustle. That same day, I felt pretty shit. Like I was just I was pissed off. Wasn't enjoying, like, I didn't get no satisfaction from my life. Or my job wasn't satisfying me. Even just going to the gym was no longer enough to like satisfy me because I knew I wanted more. Start that side hustle. Holy fuck. That feeling was what I imagine it's like to be on crack. It was just insane. I felt alive again. Now we're here. Now we're here, at college, creating content, giving you guys help and support and just keeping it real. Because there's not much of that anymore, but yeah, never stop feeding the hunger, no matter how you feel right now, whether you feel like there is a way out or not. There always is. That is true. Just sometimes what you got to do is not your first choice. And that's okay because trust me, like my journey has been crazy. Again, I'm not saying I'm making it. I'm not speaking from a position where I have made it because I absolutely haven't. Look, I'm in a hotel right now for college, for my 9 to 5, for my apprenticeship. But the story's not over, is it? I'm going to keep going and you guys got to keep going as well.